Hello everyone, thank you for coming today. It's wonderful to see so many of you here. We've got a few more people who will be joining us, but I think they will just come in when they do. It's wonderful to meet so many of you. A lot of you are new and I've not met before, but we also have a few familiar faces. But either way, thank you for coming, and we hope this event proves to be very worthwhile of your time. Just before I get started, I just want to go over a few points, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. We aren't expecting any fire alarms to go off today. If you do hear a fire alarm go off, you will find the fire exits right behind you, or just the ones that you came through. Toilets are downstairs to your right. Again, if you can't find it, please let a member of our team know. So who is our team? If you are our team, please wave your hand or stand. We've got one here, this is Stella, and we also have Busila, who is downstairs at the main entrance. If you have any questions or you need any help or support, please feel free to approach them. We are more than happy to help, and if we can do, we will do our very best for you. Now, before I get started, I just need to tell you a little bit about who we are. So we are Success for All. We are an education charity based in Newcastle, to be precise, in Benwell. We were established in 2006 by a teacher and a mum of three who had just newly arrived to the UK, called Caroline Afolabi-Delu. She will be here with us very soon. Caroline was a teacher who saw the incredible and inspirational power that her young people had in her class. But sadly, many of them didn't have the confidence or the self-belief to go after their dreams. And from there, we were born. We started delivering homework clubs in the Millen Centre, and then we slowly started to grow our team, and now we deliver a wide range of services. But all of those services are underpinned by our mission. Our mission is to prepare children and young people for a brighter future. We achieve our mission by delivering a wide range of services. So we have a STEM outreach team which goes into local schools and community centres, and they deliver a wide range of STEM workshops and activities. We also offer online tutoring and also in-person tutoring, potentially starting next year. And we also do a wide range of support and workshops for parents and guardians, like this one. But we also do Google training for parents too. We run free clubs for children and young people. So we have a coding club, which is delivered online. We also have an in-person creativity club, which is located in Blakelaw. But we also have holiday schools. So as of recently, most recently last week, we received some good news that we will be delivering a summer school. Our summer schools are 1 week long, but I can't tell you any more. During the break, you can speak to one of our team members and she can tell you more about how you can sign and register your children up. But if you have any questions, please do ask about them. And finally, our accredited volunteering. Volunteering is an incredible thing that anyone can do. It leaves you feeling empowered, and at the same time, you make a difference to someone's life. But with Success for All, your volunteering opportunities are always accredited. So you can do an AQA, so you can get a certificate at the end of it, or, sorry, my voice is going, or you can complete a ASDAN accreditation, which carries 16 UCAS points. You can use those in your UCAS application and your CV for work. My voice is starting to go and I've just started. So, the reason why you are all here today. Today's event is divided into 3 sections. The first section is the university part. We are joined here by Newcastle University, Craig from Newcastle University. We've got Carolyn from Sunderland University, and we have Charlotte from Durham University. They'll be presenting about their application process and the funding that they have available. Once they have all presented, we are going to do a quick Q&A, and then after that we will go on a break. Once we come back from a break, we will do a session with Refugee Education and the Amiobi Hardship Fund for international students. Now you're probably sick of hearing my voice, because I am. Craig, it's floor's down to you now. Shall we give it up for Craig? Do you want to give him a round of applause?
Hello, so as Luigi mentioned, my name is Craig. I'm from Newcastle University. I've had a little chat with Charlotte and Caroline already, and we've all kind of got slideshows about different things, so hopefully we'll cover everything between us. I'm mostly going to be talking about the NU Sanctuary Scholarship, which is a scholarship we have at Newcastle University for asylum seekers and refugees. We've also got a little bit in there about the other support that we offer, okay? Presumably everyone can hear me okay? Yeah, okay, cool. So, excuse me for referring to my notes, I will remember them one day. So, as of July last year, Newcastle University was officially recognised as a University of Sanctuary for ongoing support of refugees and asylum seekers. It's an award given by the charity City of Sanctuary. It officially recognises the university and our commitment to promoting a culture of welcome, inclusion, engagement and safety across its campus and the wider community. And I will never remember that. I'll continue to refer to my notes. So as part of that, we're proud to support equal access to higher education. And we're pleased to offer the Sanctuary Scholarship, and what that consists of is full tuition fees and a living stipend for applicants wishing to study at the university. And they are just designed to enable students from asylum seeker and refugee backgrounds to progress in higher level study. So, like I say, you get full fees for the duration of your programme, so that's just something you don't have to worry about. Living expenses, you get a stipend each year, which is currently set at £12,900 divided into 12, so £1,000 and something pounds. Will likely increase next year just in line with inflation. Number of awards, I don't actually have the confirmed number for next year just yet. It was originally 3 for September 2022 entry, but because of some generous donations from the student fund, we actually managed to give out 7 awards this year. So we hope to have 7 students from asylum seeker and refugee backgrounds joining us in September. The scholarship deadline for next year will be in April. I suspect it's probably going to be the 8th of April, so the first week of April. But that information will be available online, hopefully by the end of next month. So just to run through the eligibility criteria, these are the categories of applicants that can apply under the scheme. So asylum seekers and children of asylum seekers and unaccompanied asylum seeking children, such as children migrants under 18, and also applicants with refugee status who are ineligible for student finance government funding. So if you do have refugee status, it's normally 3 years, I think, residency before you can apply for student finance. Don't hold me to that, but could possibly change their minds. And we will also consider applicants who have been granted humanitarian protection, discretionary leave to remain as a result of an application for asylum, or the children of a parent in this position. So this is quite a wide criteria, but it's not all encompassing, so we will look at anything really. So if you find you don't fit under any of those, I encourage you to apply anyway, because we will review your application with everyone else. One thing, as part of our eligibility criteria, we ask that applicants are living in North East England. It's quite a wide area, so Tyne and Wear, Durham, Sunderland, Cleveland and North Cumbria. I would say we're looking at changing this eligibility criteria to encompass the whole of the UK, because if you're in receive Section 95 support, things like that, you don't really get a say where you get to live. So we are looking at changing that for next year, but that's to be confirmed. Next one, it says applicants must have applied for a place on a Newcastle University degree programme, and priority is given to applicants applying for the first degree. So what that means is applicants applying for undergraduate study, but if you're interested in postgraduate study, so a master's or a research programme, we will consider you, and we have awarded the scholarship to several postgraduate students in the last 3 years as the scholarship programme's been running. And so don't let that put you off, and I'll probably change the wording on that one too. Need to meet the conditions of your offer, and English language requirements, that's IELTS or an equivalent qualification such as ESOL, and there's a few other things that we accept too. And you must be unable to access mainstream funding, so Student Finance England or local authority grant, which would apply to anyone who is an asylum seeker, and if you'd be granted refugee status. Like I say, there's certain residency rules, but if you can't get that, you'd be eligible to apply for a scholarship. So we consider applications for undergraduate, postgraduate and doctoral level programmes. And there are a few exceptions on there, but again, this is something I'm looking at changing for September 2023 entry. So it does say that applicants for medicine and dentistry programs are not eligible for funding, but I believe this is going to change. So it's in there for info, but I do expect it to change if anyone's interested in medicine or dentistry. And the other two still apply, so study abroad and exchange, which would apply anyway. And non-degree awards like higher education diplomas, we only offer a few of them, so I very much doubt anyone would be applying for them anyway. So, go back to the start. So applying for our scholarship, it's just an online application which will be available from late August. There are some things we require alongside the application form, so we just need proof of your immigration status and a reference. So immigration status can be things like your bank card or a letter from the Home Office. And a reference just needs to be someone that has known you for a significant period of time and who's aware of your personal circumstances. With regards to references, I realise it's a bit of a difficult one because you might not know anyone for a significant period of time. So there's a lot of room for movement on that as well. So just any reference will suffice. There are guidance notes for completing the application form. Again, they'll be available from late August, and my contact details are on here at the end, so I can help you with the form too. So just a brief bit about applying to study at Newcastle. Charlotte will talk a bit more about the application process in general there. So for undergraduate applications, it just needs to be done through UCAS. If you're applying for September 2023 entry, I believe UCAS reopens around August time this year. Yes, I'm getting a nod from the back. If you want to apply for medicine or dentistry with us or any university, the application deadline is the 15th of October this year. And for all other courses, it's the 25th of January. And if you're interested in postgraduate study, you would just do that through our online postgraduate application portal. They don't normally have a deadline for the majority of postgraduate programs, but we would recommend applying at least 8 weeks before the course starts. That's just to make sure your application is processed on time, you can arrange accommodation, funding, etc. If you do have any questions relating to applying for study, you can just contact our UK recruitment team. So it's uk.recruitment@ncl.ac.uk. And I just wanted to detail our sanctuary support a little bit. So if you do come to study with us, we have an initial point of contact for refugee and asylum-seeking students within our student health and wellbeing service. Her name's Anna, she's very lovely. She's on leave today, or she would have joined us. So the support included is internal referrals, so we can refer you for academic support, accommodation, financial support, disability. We've got an in-house visa and immigration team, and also counselling for anyone who might be struggling with life concerns which are causing emotional or psychological stress. She can also signpost you to external organisations, so local refugee organisations and the support they provide, such as asylum advice and casework, finding solicitor classes and activities. And just to also mention the North East Solidarity in Teaching project. So it's offered at the NUSU, and through that they help you gain confidence in your language skills, find new friends, and just become better integrated into the academic community as well as in and around Newcastle. But there's an email on there if you have any questions about the support available. You don't have to be coming to study with us. If you've got any questions now about sorting and offering, you can get in touch with her. She'll be more than happy to help. Questions? We're having questions afterwards, so we'll come back to that one. But if you do have any questions about applying for the scholarship or any other funding that might be available to you, you can just email scholarship.applications@ncl.ac.uk. And I'll refer to my notes. Okay. No, that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Craig. I hope you've got all your questions ready for Craig after this session. Next up, we've got Carolyn from Sunderland, University of Sunderland, should I say. Give it up for Carolyn.
Great, good afternoon. Hello everyone. It's so nice to have such a warm welcome because, to be honest, at the minute we're still not seeing that many people out and about after COVID, so it's nice to see a room full of people for a change. So, as Eugenia said, my name is Carolyn. I work for the University of Sunderland, and in this presentation I'm going to give you a broad overview of the scholarships and bursaries that we have to offer. If you're considering studying with us, there's a whole range of courses, and I'm not going to cover those today, but you can find them online. So there's everything from medicine to midwifery, there's art and design programs, engineering. And so if you're thinking about any of those and you'd like to study with us, then hopefully this information is going to be useful. I feel like I've broken the technology back with James. Fixed it. Okay, so this information that I have to offer you is all about 22-23 entry. So if you were joining the university this September, that's the information that I'm sharing with you now. The information for starting in September 2023 is yet to be released, but we imagine it's broadly going to be the same as this. So this is the best we can give you for the moment, but of course things are subject to change and they might alter slightly. So, bursaries and scholarships, these can take all different kinds of forms. It might be a discount on your tuition fees, it could be some help towards accommodation, it could be free technology, free study resources, and just to name a few, or it might be cash in your bank account. And depending on what you're applying for, you might have a different combination of those things available to you. But the good thing to note is that once you have hopefully applied to the University of Sunderland, you can then immediately start going for these bursaries and scholarships. You don't have to wait to find out the decision on your place in order to get this application going and get ahead on the sort of administration side of things. So I'm going to start off by talking about our University of Sunderland bursaries. Now, we target underrepresented groups with these bursaries, and there's a whole list of eligibility criteria. So it's got quite a broad name, University of Sunderland bursaries, but that's just because there's so many different areas you could come under and be eligible for. So you can see the list on here, people who are mature students who are 21 or over, students who are from a lower income household, so they have a household income of less than £42,875. Somebody who's a carer, and by that I don't mean they're employed by a care home, I mean that they have the responsibility of caring for a poorly relative or family member. Asylum seekers or refugees, and then gypsy, traveller, Roma, showman and boater applicants. So if any of those criteria are fitted by you, then you're able to apply for this bursary, and the amount that you are awarded will vary between £500 and £3,000 worth of award. So for this particular one, it'll be an element of cash, and it'll also be some credit to spend at an online store called Study Plus. And from there you can get things like course materials, groceries, stationery, but that's the value, £500 to £1,000. £3,000, sorry. For people who are starting in September 2022, the application deadline is July 2022, but of course, if you're thinking further in the future, do keep an eye on those dates to see when you have to get all your information in and ready. There's a couple of other bursaries that we have on offer. We have a bursary for people who've spent any time in care, so foster care, for example. We also offer some support to students who were estranged from their parents, so they've been irreconcilably estranged for 12 months or more. So that's the We Care bursary, and that's worth £2,000 per year. The off-campus fee waiver, so this is for students who are studying a University of Sunderland programme, but not actually at the university itself. It might be at one of our partner colleges. And if that's the case, then there is a discount applied to your tuition fee. If you've looked at our courses and you're not sure about this one, it probably means that it doesn't apply to you because you're coming to study at our main University of Sunderland campus. Okay, so there are bursaries. Now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the scholarships. So just to clarify what the difference is, bursaries tend to be targeted with people who have particular characteristics or from certain groups underrepresented at university, whereas scholarships tend to be more about achievement. They tend to be more subject specific. So the University of Sunderland Scholarship, we have 130 of these, and these are for the students who've demonstrated the biggest leap between their GCSE results and their A-level results, or whatever they've done at college.
Great, good afternoon everyone. We're going to start our presentation now. There will be more time for questions afterwards. So just to introduce myself, my name is Hugh and this is my colleague George, and we work for an organisation called Refugee Education UK. So we exist to support asylum seekers and refugees to access and thrive in education. And that can be anything from school to college to university as well. So we're going to be talking to you today about some of the different aspects of education in the UK, and hopefully giving you some guidance looking towards university and other qualifications. So hopefully you find it interesting. Make a note of your questions, and then we will have time for questions at the end. So just before we start, we would love for everyone here to think about this question. What is one thing that you are good at? And the reason why we start with this is because we believe that everyone has enormous potential. And when thinking about moving forward in education, it can be frustrating, it can be difficult, coming across barriers and obstacles in the way, but we just want to start with a positive thought, thinking about one thing that you are good at. So if you can just think of something, it could be cooking, it could be football, it could be being a good friend, listening, anything. Have a think, and then quickly share on your tables, just for 30 seconds, about one thing that you are proud of, that you feel that you are good at. Great, so if you think of that, and then just speak on your tables for 30 seconds, and then we'll move forward.
It was just a nice breakout to get us a little bit into the more. So as a refugee or asylum seeker, can I continue my education? The answer is yes. So we would like to think of education as a journey, it's never the same for everybody. So that's why we're sharing this slide, and to also give you an overview of the British education system. So we have primary school, secondary school, sixth form, further education, and university. And the reason why I would like to think of it as a journey is that sometimes some people may have not gone to primary school, secondary school maybe, or they've had to move to the UK, and that's okay. It's okay to have gaps in your education. The good thing about the system here is there are various entry points for you to restart your education. And one important point is the further education college. Some people call it college. The closest one I think is Newcastle College. So it's open to those that are 16 plus. There is no maximum age limit. Anyone is welcome at a further education college. It's a little bit different with the other ones, i.e. the sixth form, secondary school and primary. But the important bit here is you can restart your education, and a common place to do that is the further education college. So we thought we would share this slide with you to show you the different progression routes at a further education college, because it welcomes anyone, whether you have prior education or not. And this slide is from Waltham Forest College, where they show you the different levels of education or qualification at further education and higher education. So as you can see here, I would assume that some of you would map where you're at. You can see with further education we have entry level, which is just the first level if you don't have any previous qualification, and that's where we'll find courses like ESO entry 1, entry 2, entry 3, and you can, as the name suggests, it's entry level, so they're introducing you to the subject. And then we go to level 1, where you can actually do BTEC courses, training, functional skills, and then after that, level 2, where you again have functional skills, which may be familiar to some of you. GCSEs there are at level 2, and again, BTEC courses, level 2, immediate apprenticeships, and that's basically learning from a job. You need a right to work to do an apprenticeship, so I won't focus more on that because asylum-seekers are not really allowed to work, so apprenticeships can be very, very tricky. But as you can see, those are the different levels of qualifications at level 2. And then we have level 3, where we have the really popular access course. It's a very good course to get onto if you want to go to university, because it can actually act as an A-level course. And then advanced apprenticeship, and after getting level 2 and 3, you can now go to university because those are the required levels of qualification to go to university. So those that have gaps in education, maybe you didn't go to secondary school, this is how your progression route would look like. And for those that already have a degree or about to go to university, you can see we have level 4, 5, 6, and 7. 4 and 5, you usually find those at a further education college, but some universities also do that. So yeah, you can ask your college if they have any level 4s or 5s. You'd usually need funding for those. And then level 7 is masters, and level 6 is a university degree. So I hope you can now map where you are in the education system in the UK. We have post-it notes on the table, so it would be good for you to write, your progression according to where you are right now. And maybe, let's say you are level 2. I hope your progression route would be level 2, 3, and then university. The most important qualifications are level 2 and 3. You need those to go to university. What if I don't have GCSEs or A-levels? Can I go to university? What routes can I take?
Great. So we recognise, as George said, that education is a journey and a pathway, and the traditional route for some British students would be doing GCSEs A-levels, and then going to university. So lots of universities think this is the normal route to go to university. However, we wanted to talk to you about the different alternative qualifications that can still get you to university. It's really important to check with specific universities because not every university will accept these qualifications. However, a lot more universities are accepting other qualifications now, and they recognise that education isn't always straightforward and that there are other routes to accessing university, which is really good. So, GCSEs, as George said, is a level 2 qualification. And this is the traditional level 2 qualification that a lot of British young people will take. Not all British young people will take GCSEs, but most probably would. And some alternatives to level 2 qualifications is something called a level 2 BTEC. And so this can be in different subjects. For example, a level 2 health and social care, level 2 in electrical installation, level 2 in applied science. There are lots of different subjects that come under level 2 BTECs. You also have level 2 functional skills. So this is English and maths qualifications. So some universities will ask for a GCSE in English and maths. However, lots of universities now also accept a level 2 functional skills in English and maths. Or the IELTS qualification as well can be the route in for the English assessment. And at level 2, as George said, we have apprenticeships as well. So a level 2 apprenticeship is called an intermediate apprenticeship. And then going on, we have A-levels. So again, this would be the traditional route to university. However, there are alternatives. So you have the